Hello everyone. I'm Dasha Jamison with Red Rock Pastel Society of Nevada, and today we're going live with Corey Pitkin. We're gonna show several of his outstanding pastels. Hello. While we're waiting when everybody is getting here, I'm gonna say a few words about our upcoming show here in Red Rocks, and we have actually two exhibitions. One online, so it's a member show. You have to be a Red Rock member to enter, and there is 12 days till the deadline. And the second show will be here live in Las Vegas. It's open to all. Deadline is in May, and it's a themed show. So theme of the show is red. You can start kind of putting your creative hat on and thinking towards which exhibition you want to enter, and they both are on show submit. So if you go there, create your artist profile, you can easily enter. So today our guest is Corey Pitkin, so I see him joining us, and let me invite him to join me here. Hi Corey.
Hi, Dasha. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Good, good.
Nice to see you. So, last time we stopped on using Pastel, and then for Zooms later and 1 year ago, what happened? What you been up to?
Let's see. Recently, doing a lot of self-portraits, actually. Trying, exploring some ideas with that. Using myself as a model, which is definitely stepping out of my comfort zone. But it's been fun, and I've had some interesting results with it.
Yes, and that's a wonderful self-portrait. I'm very bad with numbers, but I think self-portrait for your birthday, right? What you just completed, and it's
Yeah,
already had won some awards, I think, right? Is it behind you or it's a new work?
no, the one behind me is a new one. The other self-portrait was for my 44th birthday, which
Yes.
was a couple months ago, and that won a certificate of excellence with the Portrait Society of America, which their conference is at the end of this month in Atlanta. And I'll be able to go down there and see the presentation, see all of the finalists. There's 20 something pieces that were accepted to the final round, and it's always just an amazing show to catch. Some of the best portrait work in the world collected right there.
That's really cool. So it's end of this month in Atlanta,
Yes.
Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
Really cool. So if you guys in that area or planning to be, that's a show to catch. We have a lot of people joining us. I'm Dasha Jamison with Red Rock Pastel Society of Nevada, and here a lot of Corey's fans saying hi here. So we're doing live interview, but I feel like I know you for a while, and may I ask you again, how did you start with pastel and why pastels?
I don't even know when I started with pastel. I've been using them for so long. I think I won a set in elementary school. We were doing a project, and I won. It might have been one of my first awards for art, and the prize was a small set of pastels. And honestly, I've been in love with them ever since. They're very convenient. I have a family. I have a day job, so pastels I can just jump into. And oil paint, it takes a lot of time to put out the paint, and you can't save the paint once you're done with it. So
Yeah.
if you have a very busy lifestyle, pastels are great for that. And they also keep me from overworking things too much. With oil, you can paint a piece forever. I think I read somewhere that Da Vinci worked on the Mona Lisa for 30 years.
Mm.
He would just carry it around with him and work on it whenever he had a chance. Um, and I have that tendency to overwork a piece. But with pastel, you get to a certain point and the paper just can't hold any more pigment. So it makes me work through things quickly and make solid decisions and not not belabor things too much.
That's excellent point, and congratulations on Pastel Award. So I'll have to say a couple words about upcoming Pastel shows, and we doing series of this interview every spring, so it's kind of became a tradition. So we're talking to artists, and at the same time we're promoting our upcoming shows for Red Rock Pastel Society of Nevada. So we have two shows coming up, one online and one offline, and you kind of have a history with us. You got the first place in our first show, like in
Mhm.
2021,
Yep.
and you were during um, in 2020, and you were during 2021.
Right.
So, can you share experience? How is it to enter a show as a artist, and you had entered many shows and got many awards, and how is it to be on another side? So back in both sides. Want to hear
Well,
your
I mean,
story.
um, as I'm sure most of us have been at one point or another, entering shows is always it's exciting, but it's also a struggle. But I feel like if you're going to put the time into creating your artwork, you also have to put it out there and you have to share it with people. And shows are a great avenue for that. And occasionally you get awards, and often you don't. And it's definitely more important that you put your work out there and that you're sharing it and encouraging your fellow artists. Um, in the Red Rock, I think it was a member show that I won first place in. Richard McKinley was the juror, and Richard
Yeah.
has always been a big inspiration for me. And his insights in art are always fascinating to listen to, and to have him say a few things about my work was definitely a high watermark in my career. Um,
Richard, and here is Corey's work. I'm prepared this time, so
you are, yeah.
I know.
Juring is a very different experience. And I find I do a lot of it just by gut instinct. You're presented with the thumbnails of however many pieces, usually 100, 150 paintings to judge, and you have to decide which ones make the cut, and then recommend. You may be in a position to recommend some for an award. It's challenging because of course you want to encourage everybody, and you want everybody to feel good about what they did, but not every piece can make it into the show. So it's, I try to follow just my instinct in art. And if something moves me, then it'll make the cut. And if it doesn't, better luck next time.
Thank you, Corey. It's very honest and at the same time very encouraging too. So you've been on both sides, got awards, and like, what was the saddest moment? Like, what show you really wanted to get accepted to, but you didn't get in? Do you remember?
Um, let's see. Well, the first time I made it into the PSA show, Pastel Society of America show, I won an award, which was earlier in my career, and it was a big boost for me as an artist. And then it was probably another 5 years before I made it in again,
Oh,
and
wow.
I kept hitting that wall where the work just wasn't making the cut, and you know that. That was a bit of a struggle, but but you persevere.
No,
because ultimately we're not in it for the awards. Awards aren't certainly nice. Everybody appreciates getting some recognition, but if I never won an award, I'd still be in the studio as much as I can.
I loved your quote another day about what's the difference between the artist and large pizza. So can you tell that?
Yeah.
I listened to your podcast with two idiots talking about art. So now
Mhm.
I feel like incomplete, like I need one more person to talk, but it's just me. So one idiot this time.
Yeah, that's a new podcast that a friend of mine who has had a similar career to mine. We took a workshop together about 10 years ago down in New York City, and we've kept in touch. So when he started up the podcast, I was apparently the first artist he reached out to see if I'd be interested in being interviewed, and of course. But the joke I told during the podcast was, what's the difference between a large pizza and an artist? And the difference is that a large pizza can feed a family of four.
That was,
But
I mean, I was driving and I cannot stop laughing. Like I almost pulled in and got a pizza. Like I think I even texted you like that was funny. Like you are funny, and that's something what we've been missing is a human interaction, and being on Zoom is open so many opportunities to learn, and we had so many successful Zooms. But something what's been missing all this time, it's a camaraderie. And also when everybody is on Zoom, they unmute because they're respectful to the artists, but you kind of don't hear how jokes like are we getting through. So guys, if you think what our jokes are funny, I know we cannot even see you, but please put this heart on the bottom of the screen so we know like what our sense of humor is solid. Or if you're just joining, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, it has been a struggle doing Zoom workshops. I try to add a little bit of levity and just break it up as I'm teaching. And on Zoom, anytime you tell a joke, it's just crickets, absolute silence, and like come on, guys, that was funny.
Yeah. See, and like perfect timing, guys, on hearts. Like that was funny. I see a lot of people joining us. Hi, Steffi. Steffi was on our like interview series last time, couple of days ago, and Regina from New York is joining us. Hi, how are you doing? So transition into real life. Talk about your upcoming workshops. What workshops are coming in person, on Zoom? What you up to this year?
Let's see. I have a 3-day workshop with the Connecticut Pastel Society in mid-May, and that's in person. This will be my first out-of-state multi-day in-person workshop since 2019. So that'll be a lot of fun. IAPS for the International Association of Pastel Societies convention in Albuquerque. I'll be doing a 1-day workshop and a demo during that. And so I have a 2-day workshop here in upstate New York in Saratoga Springs. That's in coordination with a solo show I have in a gallery in Saratoga. And then I'm doing a 6-week workshop with the Pastel Society of America. That's on Zoom for those who aren't local. And that's about letting go and experimenting creatively. So I'm really looking forward to that workshop. That's not only fun for the students. I think that one's going to be a lot of fun for me as well.
That's always transferring when you passionate about workshop and about subject, and want to share from personal point of view as organizing Zooms. And we have 2 days of Zooms coming up with Tony Lane, and we hosted like 4 Zoom workshops, and each of them is such a complete self-sufficient course, but it's also like almost a meditative experience. So you kind of immersing, and like for I don't know 4 to 6 hours you can forget about the rest of the work. You're just focusing on the values, on the model, on like whatever you have to say about the subject. And we had the chance to explore Fun Pastel. That's how all started, because I failed to ask you questions about Fun Pastel last interview. I had the question from my friend how to use Fun Pastel to create portrait and how to take it to the live drawing session. And we decided to do a workshop. So now it's a lesson, and if you didn't attend Zoom, now you can take it as a lesson and do it on your own time even. And we have two of your classes actually just coming up. So one of them got banned from Instagram. So the rebels right now is nude.
Yeah, that'll happen.
You probably like your award-winning work from Pastel somehow. Sometimes I can post it, sometimes I can't. And that happens with a nude workshop, what we've done. But I think Gilded Age is still doing some moderation, but it's gonna appear. And also, fourth one we have is a child at home. I think I'm done with all my plugs, and I promised Susie what I'm gonna tell Corey hi. She says she's a friend of yours, and
Hey,
asking to tell you hi. She's enough. Just Steffi is saying, let me know, I'd love the Pen Pastel class. Yes, Steffi, Pen Pastel class is just in our Instagram shop. So like if you find the shop button on Red Rock account, you can go there and just 2 clicks away you from 3 I'm bad with numbers, don't quote me, like 4 hours of course, and there is 2 models, 2 different poses and 2 different approaches to using Pen Pastel. And if you're new to Pen Pastels, like great news, you don't have to buy whole range. Corey is managing just by using one color, and you can see what he's doing with it. So you don't even have to have same color. You can just pick up one pen of Pen Pastel in a local Bleak or art store, and they do have it on Amazon, and just try it out. So that's very liberating experience.
Yeah, that workshop was a lot of fun. And I like to use pan pastels a lot for sketching, or if I go to a life drawing session, something like that. It allows me to travel light. I only need the one pan and an applicator, a couple of erasers.
That's something also to try. Please tell about live drawings and what role live drawings sessions were for your artist journey. What role did they have?
Life drawing had a huge role in my personal development. When I decided to take my art career seriously and pursue a certain level of technical accuracy, I started going to life drawing almost religiously. 2, maybe 3 times a week. Any life drawing class locally I could find, just for a couple hours to work from the model. And it really, it's like boot camp for an artist, because you have to quickly make judgments about how you're going to develop your drawing or painting, whatever you're working on. And regardless of how good the model is going to move a little bit during the pose, and in between, when they take a break, they come back, it won't be exactly the same. So you have to trust your intuition, and trust the marks that you put down before, so you're not chasing the pose the entire time. A couple of years of that, I made tremendous leaps forward as an artist, and I'd recommend it to anybody.
And something you doing personally, you hosting amazing live drawing sessions. So can you tell about that? How did you start it, and how is it developing?
Yeah, well, I started that right around the time everybody was locked down in 2020. And, I had some models because, like I said, I attended all of the local life drawing groups. Everybody knew me. And they were reaching out to see if there was any work around, because, life drawing, of course, was shut down.
Yeah.
So I started up a group on Zoom, and we'd meet for 2 hours every Tuesday night. The model would set up a pose in their home, and we'd draw from that. And since things have loosened up a bit, I have a studio in Hudson Falls, New York, that I share with my good friends Dave Francis and Matt Kessner. And we continue every Tuesday night to work with a live model now. Trying to pursue that classical pursuit of life drawing, and that's still going on.
And if somebody not in a know yet, how can they join live drawing?
They can send me a DM with their email address, and I'll add them to the mailing list.
Guys, make sure what you're following Corey Pitkin, Red Rock, what you like in all our posts, videos, and everything we do. So that's very important. And if you want to attend this Zoom live drawing session just to give it a try, I personally can say I attended many Zoom live drawing sessions because right before the pandemic hit, I started going to live drawings. And as you know, everything got canceled. So I just felt like I had a grasp on what it is. And like, I saw how much out there, like, what else you can learn. So Corey's live drawing is different from many others Zoom live drawings because he understands light, and light is always great. So in Corey's live drawings, you can actually draw. So sometimes you can't even do actual live drawings, and it's hard to draw because light there is not set up for by the artist, or somehow it's not controlled, and you do need to have that balance of light and shadow, and Corey does that beautifully. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
I have a question from Hugo. Which 3 books, Corey, would you recommend for portrait paintings?
Let's see, 3 books for portrait painting. I found Richard Schmidt's Alla Prima, or Alla Prima 2 would be the current version. And it's an oil painting book, but yes,
and not scripted, but I have it. Did I read it? No. Have it? Yes.
I'm predominantly a self-taught artist, and that book was a huge step forward in my development. Just how he discusses value and mark making and how to break that all down into manageable steps. That was a huge step forward for me. For another book, anything you can get your hands on about Rembrandt and anything you can get your hands on about John Singer Sargent will really push your portraits forward.
Thank you so much. Steffi is asking, live drawing on Zoom too? Yes, to get on a mailing list for Zoom live drawing, just send direct message to Corey and he will include you and you will know about upcoming sessions. Madalena Art saying, hi Corey, hi Madalena. I hope I pronounce you correctly. You guys saying thank you for this is your 3rd interview with us on a roll, so we like to have people who joining us, like it's almost anniversary here. Hello Joe, how are you? South Carolina joining us. I was going to ask you something and got reading questions, so let me collect my thoughts. We said 3 books, and please tell what contemporary artists inspire you right now.
Well, let's see. There are a lot. Nicholas Uribe, who's working out of Colombia. He does some amazing portrait work. Anne Gale is another oil painter, does just astounding deconstructed portraits that I wish I could paint that bravely. Zoe Frank, I'm a big fan of. Colleen Berry down in New York City, and Will St. John. They're a power couple of artists that are just doing absolutely astounding work down in the city.
Thank you for sharing some new names, definitely. So that's nice to learn what not taste, but like what you keep your mind open and keep exploring different artists for inspiration. And being true to the pastel medium, you find your inspirations by oil painters of all times. So may I ask you, like you jump back and forth between oils and pastels. What's the lesson you learned from oils, what you implemented in pastels, and vice versa? Like how working in both medium can enrich your experience?
Well, I learned a lot about edges in oil because edge work is a lot easier in oil. It's just a flick of a brush, and you can really soften up an edge and open up part of a painting. And it took me a while to find my groove with that in pastel because pastel is naturally a hard-edged medium. So getting that to translate took a little while, but once I got it to the point where I was comfortable with it, it was relevation.
Edge work, guys.
Yeah.
So take your edge work from the oil painting to pastel painting. I have to ask you, I mean, we all like pastels, and what are your favorite brands? Did it change with your career development? Like, who are your favorites right now?
That tends to vary from piece to piece. Terry Ludwig has, some of the best colors out there, especially if you want colors that are a little more complex, that aren't, just within the primary range. Sennelier has also amazing colors and just a real buttery softness to them. Blue Earth, I love their sets and the way they've organized these sets where, it goes from, brightest to neutral and then lightest to dark. And having that organized for you is really makes painting so much easier. The hard part is not, is putting everything back when you're working. Otherwise, it'll take you a week to reorganize that set. And Unison is another that I couldn't work without. Especially their darker range, there's a softness to a Unison pastel that I can't really get with any other pastel. And what I do with edge work is really only possible because of their pastels.
Thank you for sharing, and I see Joe agrees with you. And if you guys haven't tried those sets, entering the show has another bonus part. Of course, we are there just to show the different approach to pastel. Get your work out there, but there is also a chance to win some amazing pastel prizes. And you never know what you're gonna get. Sometimes it's a set of Terry Ludwig, sometimes it's a set of Sennelier. And have you ever won a set? I always wanted to try that, and here is an award come. Did you ever have that happen to you?
Yeah, I pretty early on in my career, I won a Terry Ludwig award. And so I didn't buy a set. I just went on their website and bought every neutral pastel they made, and I unofficially called that the Corey Pitkin set.
That's really cool. So I'm if they ever will watch our live interviews, they probably will be thrilled to put one of these together with you. So. But there are two sets what you using quite often with Terry Ludwig. Can you name those two sets, because they almost in every supply list, so they are predominantly on your palette?
Yeah, the Essential Grays set and the Umber umber shades and tones, something like that.
Yes, something amber, something gray.
Yes, yes. Because I love my neutrals. You know, those colors that are just pushed a little bit beyond gray. Yeah, that's my sweet spot.
That's really cool. And somehow you manage add that glow to your paintings, your that inner glow. I don't know, maybe it's perception, but a lot of your work have that inner light somehow. So I don't know how you achieve that secret. Maybe you have a candle behind every pastel you post on Instagram, like old masters did. But
Probably from chasing Rembrandt since I was a teenager, you know, trying to figure out how he did what he did. And I don't think I have in the slightest, but yeah, it's definitely been a pursuit.
chasing light.
Yes.
Well, a lot of hearts, a lot of Corey's fans, and Joe is saying, yes, you need to do a set with Terry Logic, so we'll have to send them a video of us. So, actually, last year I did visit a store in person in May last year, and we probably have that on Instagram TV. And Joe did amazing tour. And I did tell him what, like almost on every workshop supply list, you have their sets and you like heavily promoting them. At least, no, like I bought two and we did a couple of giveaways where people can win these sets for Red Rock, like on Facebook and Instagram. So we're already responsible for outages of grays and ambers there. So they were interested. Like maybe it will happen. I think it's a good thing, and that's something what a lot of artists will benefit with.
As long as they don't discontinue those colors, I'll be happy.
Yes, and that's another thing. Some new pastels discontinuing some colors too. So that's like some darks. I guess we have to quote Richard McKinley: "If you like something, hoard it, because it may go away." So Steffi says something in her interview, what she has pastel supplies for 6 lifetimes. So share the goals.
I would bet I'm covered for at least 6 lifetimes.
That's really cool, and that's something what probably every pastel is striving for. I see a lot of heart. So back to what I'm trying to promote here. Like we have 2 upcoming shows, and this time you don't have jury duty here, so you're eligible to enter. So I'm asking, would you be entering online show, offline show, or both? And it's a tricky question, so trick question, like.
Yeah. I honestly I haven't thought about it, but I'll look into it and see what I have available.
Thank you. Please let me know, and I hope you will enter. There is a lot of shows coming up, and definitely benefit with online show. You can enter a larger piece. You can enter piece what is already in somebody's collection, and just put it as not for sale. You don't have to ship anything. You don't have to frame anything. You just have to become Red Rock member and enjoy all the discounts on the workshops and just have fun with us. If you are like, and there is something about having pastels on the wall, and also about something to see pastels in a real like what I'm trying to say, in a gallery light. So that's a totally different experience of viewing pastels, and that's something about to educate a general public, like, no, pastel is just all the muted colors, or no, pastel is all just flowers and fluffy cats, you know. It's all of that and some more. So when you see pastels on the walls in person, that's like totally different experience, and I'm excited to bring first in-person shows, since we started with Red Rock to Vegas, and we have gallery with amazing light. I had a show there. I'm very happy with the environment and with a light too. So for me, light is a like very it is.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. Light is probably the most important thing in a gallery, and especially for pieces behind glass. If the light's not right, you're not going to be able to see any of them.
Exactly. And something about that too is on framing with museum glass that can help with lighting. And Tony is teaching workshop on framing this Sunday. So this is like a short 3-hour workshop, and he'll gonna share his secrets. You probably know them all, but if you don't, you can follow link in our bio and like catch a couple of last seats what we have left for this workshop. It's just 3 hours, couple of quick demos. Maybe Tony gonna do 6 or 7 because you know Tony, and we're gonna talk about framing. So
yeah, he can really crank those pieces out. But yeah, I'd definitely be interested to see. Always looking for new tips on framing.
we'll make sure what you'll get a copy of the recording. So love our instructors and our live interviews and all the amazing Zooms and hopefully in-person opportunities. So for everybody who just joined us, you will be able to catch Corey around the country during his workshops. For full workshop list, go to Corey's website, coreypitkin.com, right?
That's
Like
right.
it's, I think it's very simple. And for everybody who is familiar with International Association of Pastel Societies, we're gonna have biggest pastel party on earth in Albuquerque, New Mexico. And Corey has 2 amazing opportunities to study with him. Hello, Susie. One is demo and another one is a full workshop. Do you know, are you sold out or do you still have a few spots left?
I don't know.
I don't know either, so I'll have to check list of my workshops and demos what I'm taking when I'm going there. But that's something to look forward to because that's unique opportunity where instructors all under the same roof, and you can take as many workshops as you can do and buy all the art supplies what you can carry from there at the candy store. So.
Yeah. The candy store is dangerous.
Bring
but it's a great time.
Bring
in 2019 was my first IAPS convention, and it was amazing to be able to meet so many people I've been following online for years, and then just load up on pastel supplies.
That was my first IAPS ever, so I was so much looking forward to it, and I'm excited what is finally happening and what we will all be able to meet again and get with pastels and enjoy the company and margaritas.
Definitely.
Joe saying someday, Joe, you on the East Coast, like there is things to do there too. So we're gonna chat about that too. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and thank you, Corey, for joining us again. The 2 classes were coming up also on Red Rock. So those are pre-recorded. They were recorded during our live Zooms, edited for you, and you will get access for all your life. There are a lot of people joining us when I'm saying bye, but there are like 4 lessons by Corey. If you go on our website and go to the store, you can check them out and find something to start with. Pen Pastel, Nude, Child at Home, and Gilded Age. So those 4, and that was one of the like most completed courses by the artist. Yuga saying it was great. I missed one comment. Joe saying thanks. Susie saying never too many pastels. I call them my treasure jewels. Very true, so true. Who needs diamonds if you can get all the pastels? Susie says she's in Australia. They have Australian Expo coming up too. So this year, I guess we all getting offline too. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Corey. See you on Tuesday. first session. To join Corey's mailing list and be able to attend live drawing, send a DM to Corey or us and we will get you in touch. Thank you. Please like us, share. Thank you, Regina, for watching, and see you soon. Thank you, Corey.
Right.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you.
Bye.